Hi, guys and dolls. How are you? Well, a few things. First of all, I am jacked up. I was in denial about having a sunburn across the top part of my forehead. I had some peeling skin, so I thought it was just dry. Well, it started peeling more and more and more, and today it just peeled a whole bunch. And I finally came out of denial and realized that that is a sunburn. It is not dry skin, it is a sunburn. I mean, it is dry skin because it got jacked up. My skin got burnt. I think what happens is when we have darkness to our skin, we kind of, get overly confident sometimes, and we don't really consider the fact that we should have our skin covered. We don't really necessarily think about that because we're like, oh, I got melanin, I'll be fine. Oh, wrong. Absolutely wrong. So, um, so I'm jacked up. So what I did, it just kept peeling and peeling. And what I did initially was I started exfoliating it because I didn't realize it was burnt. And that's a no-no. You don't do that because you're irritating burnt skin. So it's just not a good thing to do. So anyway, I'm going to stop exfoliating and I'm going to behave myself. And I ordered some stuff from Amazon. It's an after sun spray. It's got like shea butter and avocado oil in it and stuff like that. And it's a mist that you spray on your face. So that's what I'm going to use. And I should get it, I think I'll get it within another couple days. So you should not use Vaseline or anything like that because that holds the heat in the skin. So you don't want to do that. And the reason I have my peepers on is because my son was on the couch and he likes to fling his toy. My dog, for those of you who are wondering, he likes to fling his toy when he gets excited. The only problem is he flung it and it hit me right in the eye. So my eye started tearing like crazy, and it's okay. I just have to get the makeup off my face, and yeah. And he eventually kissed me in my eye as if to say, later, he kissed me right on my eye, not on my eyelid, but he kissed me on my eye as if to say, I saw we. I'm like, I forgive you. I know you didn't do it on purpose, but dude, it's not good. So my eyes started watering like crazy. I'm having all kind of issues. So I have some information for you that I will give you within the next day or so. It depends on how I feel, how tired I am, and how I'm doing. Because I went dancing. I had so much fun. Myself and a friend went to the roof, which I haven't been there in freaking eons, okay? Eons. And I was just getting antsy and really wanting to dance and hang out and have a great time with people. And so my friend was like, yeah, let's go there. And I'm going, really? Because he doesn't really like to go. And so, hey, I'm cool. So we went to go grab a bite to eat, which was fun. And it was one of our favorite places. And then after that, he's like, well, we could go to the roof afterwards. And I said, well, I was hoping to dance. And I said, the DJ doesn't come till 9. So the DJ came. He started throwing down. Everybody started throwing down. We had the time of our lives. Whole bunch of college kids dancing their butts off, older people dancing their butts off, and we just had an amazing time. Um, yeah, the camaraderie is just wonderful. The connection is wonderful. The ambiance is wonderful. Everything is just plain wonderful. I missed it. I totally missed it because it's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to go. So I was really excited. So anyway, I don't know how tired or sore I'm going to be within the next couple days. But anyway, so I have some information for you pertaining to narcissism, and it like cluster B personalities, which is what like bipolar and manic depressive and NPD, BPD. These are all called cluster B disorders, and uh, I knew it had a serious impact on the brain because the behavior is just off the charts. And one of the guys, the more I watched their behavior, the more I knew that it obviously impacted their brain. But to what extent, I didn't know. Well, I found out. I found out. And I'm going to share that information with you. Of course, I'll share it with you. Not tonight. I'm exhausted. But I will. Um, one of them that's a self-aware narcissist, he has been to psychotherapy for going on 5 years, and he still has NPD, and he will always have it. Now, what the therapy does is it gives him tools to get along better with his wife and to get along better with his children. Will he always be disordered? Yes. But will he have better tools to communicate better? Yes. He and his wife have both been to therapy. He will be in therapy forever because it does have a permanent effect on the brain. And the brain affects your behavior, obviously, right? So I will share the information with you. Now, one thing that I do not want you to do, I don't want you to go, oh, well, I'll stay with the person because they can't help it. They're sick. Their brain is having issues and I have to be understanding of that. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I'll tell you why. Because they're shame-based children, toddlers, okay? They behave in ways that are irrational, childish, uncalled for. There's no empathy. And all of these impact their behavior because of what's going on with their brain, which they do believe that this trauma that started this whole thing they theorized that it started in childhood. There was either abuse, physical, verbal, emotional, psychological abuse, or or overindulgence. So you basically teach your child from a young age that, hey, you're royalty. You're higher than God himself. And so during those crucial years of brain development, NPD kicks in and their brain becomes more and more and more abnormal. Because it's a serious multitude of brain abnormalities, maladaptive behavior. I knew it impacted the brain, but I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know exactly how. Well, now I know, and I'm going to share that with you. The reason you should not feel sorry for them is because the majority of them, because their behavior is whack, because their brain is whack, they do not believe they need to get help. So trying to get them to go to therapy, you might as well forget it. It's just not going to happen. And for those who are in love with their money, which is another brain abnormality, people know not to worship inanimate objects, but when you have a disorder in your head, you don't think rational. So they're in love with money, and the Bible specifically says, and the Ten Commandments specifically says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. And when people worship money, that is a god that they're worshiping. But when you're mentally ill, which is what NPD is, it's a mental illness, they can't help it. They will fall in love with their car, their money, their everything. But if the reason you should not put up with it is because they can get help, they can get medicine, they can get psychotherapy, but they refuse. They absolutely refuse. Therefore, I think that they should be abandoned for the rest of their lives. and they should never be in solid relationships. And at the rate they're going, they won't last long in relationships. They will burn up every person that they go through. They will destroy them. There's just no way around it. So they need to be dumped. You either go to serious counseling or serious therapy, and because they're so manipulative, it's their nature to be a snake. The ones who do go for the sole purpose of one of their favorite things, manipulating the therapist. So dump their asses. You don't need this crap in your life. You do not need to be abused. You do not need to be dealing with their cocky, arrogant attitude, which hides a shame based child underneath all that arrogance. There's a shame based little vulnerable child. But when you see how they carry themselves like, I'm all that in a bag of chips. Underneath all that is fear and shame, intense shame. So I'm gonna kick my son's ass. Milo, stop that. No. Milo. The joys of pet parenting. He makes me tired. Anyway, so I'm going to get off here, and when I can compile all that information for you, I will. I looked at multiple studies from, they were older, but the most recent one that I come across, which I'm sure there's even, another study that's even younger than that, but from 2013, 2014, 2011 to 2014 until 2021, I think, all of the information is the same. All of the studies say the same. They just gradually got a little more in depth, but the parts of the brain that are affected, every single study, regardless of the year, said the same thing. So we'll get into that. And I had a great night. I was shaking my groove thing. He played some old school, and we were like, oh my God, yes. We met this other couple. We hung out with them all night. It was just total fun. They dropped their kid off to college today, and, at his apartment. And so they stayed in town, for the, just to hang out for a week. And they're staying at the roof, and it's pretty pricey. It's almost $200 a night. Almost $200, shy of a few dollars, but it's almost $200 a night, so it's not cheap. But it's so worth it for the ambiance and the enjoyment of it. So anyway, you guys take care, and we'll get into it. I was gonna go swimming tomorrow at the beach, but I'd have to wear a hat because I need my skin to be protected. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I'll have to figure it out. But I want to heal, you know what I mean? So yeah. You should take an anti-inflammatory is what I read about, and put some type of moisturizer on your whatever part of your body. Aloe vera. I don't have any aloe vera, but the spray that I'm going to be getting from Amazon is specifically for your face, because my face is hyper sensitive. So I'm very limited to what I can put on my face. So we shall see how it works. We shall see how it goes. It's got a lot of great stars. It's got almost 5 stars. So we shall see what happens. And I will constantly moisturize my skin to encourage it to heal. There's only one other time that I had a really nasty sunburn, and I'm going to just tell you this quick story, and then I'm going to go. I went with a friend to Truman Lake. And Milo. Hey! No. I might as well be talking to the wall. Anyway, good boy. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. Anyway, we went to Truman Lake. Sorry about that. And we went fishing. I'm not a fisher person. So when I saw the fishermen that were there, All of them had jeans on and long sleeve shirts. And because I'm a complete moron when it comes to fishing, I'm not a fisher woman. I thought, well, that's stupid. It's too damn hot to be wearing all that. No, 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 no. They were smart. I wasn't. Because I had on shorts and I had on a sleeveless shirt that was kind of, I don't wear low cut usually, but it was like probably down to here, the shirt I had on. So we stayed out there forever, it seems like, the whole day for the most part. And when we got back to the house, I didn't realize till I got in the shower, the water from the shower hit me here, and it felt like, I am not exaggerating, it felt like thousands of red hot needles stabbing me at the same time, and I'm going, ah, ah, oh God, ah, ah, ah. So it was a nightmare from hell. Another time, so I got sunburned, and the pharmacist said to keep, not only get aloe vera, but keep it in the refrigerator because it's gonna do very well. It's gonna feel amazing on your skin and help it heal. Um, Another time, I went on a boat with a friend of mine, and I had a blister on my arm, and I was supposed to go to church that day. And I'm like, I'm not. I had been on the boat, and obviously you get double sun exposure. Even on the beach, you get double sun exposure. You get the I can't talk. I'm tired. The sun beaming down and reflecting off of the sand, and the sun beaming down on the water and reflecting off the water. So either way, you're getting double exposure. And yes, I've been burnt before when I was on the beach. I wasn't even on the water. I was just on the beach, and that was enough to get me jacked up. Didn't have a hat on or any type of protection because I'm a genius. Anyway, so when I saw the blister on my arm from being on the boat, I was at Lake Jacomo. Um, I was like, I'm not going anywhere until I talk to 1-800 Ask a Nurse. And so I told her what happened, what's going on, and she said, "Let me ask you something. Are you fair skinned?" And I said, "I'm light skinned." And she said, "You need to be extremely careful because when you start getting blisters, you're looking at possibly second and third degree burns." Did you use sun protection? Yes. Were you covered up? Yes. And it made no difference. My friend was very heavy set, so his short sleeve almost fits me like a 3/4 sleeve because it's so big on me. Well, and I had my legs covered. I think because his sleeves were so big, I think they came down to like here. It made no difference. I got a blister. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? So, yes, we have to be careful. Just because we have melanin in our skin, we don't need to get overconfident and think that, oh, I'm fine. I don't need sun protection. I'm not even going to give it a thought. That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Okay? So, lesson learned, hopefully. All right, anyway, you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Much love.